thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como yé. God save the Queen.
Broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here on the island of New Providence, and I'm also a member of the Holy Roman Catholic Church. I am joined in studio by my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, who is a biblical scholar. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker.
Well, it's breaking news today, and the question that I ask, who's next? Well, the Honorable Shane Gibson was next. You would recall that yesterday he was invited to the Central Detective Unit for questioning, and he voluntarily went. Well, this afternoon, well, should I start off by saying this morning, around 9:30, 10 o'clock, scores of PLP supporters start to assemble in anticipation that the Honorable Shane Gibson would be charged. And then about 11 o'clock, someone spread a vicious rumor that he had been freed by the police. We suspected here on Freedom March that it was a propaganda put out by the Free National Movement government to discourage supporters of the opposition Progressive Liberal Party and other concerned freedom-loving human rights people from observing. Well, I was blessed to be able to reach Attorney Wayne Monroe, QC, who advised me that the court, the police will charge Mr. Gibson. Well, he was charged, and scores of PLPs were not tricked. They were there. And as he was being escorted, there was a glorious cry from the crowd. And I can hear it still in my ear as they shouted, PLP! And with a major crescendo, the scores of Negro supporters of the party holler all the way. And I was overcome as I saw a police inspector who was working in an undercover capacity begin to weep. And it became emotional for me that the police who was there began to weep. And I said, wow, what a day this is. I can't wait to locate him, to find out why did he weep. Well, this is Freedom March, and when we return, we will tell you about the 36 counts that the Free National Movement government has brought against the Honorable Shane Gibson. So, it is a day that will go down in infamy. Shane Gibson, the second top-ranking member of the PLP party to be brought in handcuffs. I'll tell you about it. This is Freedom March. It's a powerful day in the history. The question is, Who is next?
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome to Freedom March, broadcasting on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. Today is Thursday, the 3rd of August, 2013. At about 1:40 p.m. this afternoon, the Honorable Shane Gibson, a former Progressive Liberal Party member of Parliament for Golden Gates and a Minister of Labor and National Insurance, was handcuffed and escorted by police officers to the Nassau Street Police Station. It would appear that something was painful because I observed, I was there on the scene, that Mr. Gibson was expressing in his face pain. And so as we observed, it appeared that something was wrong with his foot. We're hearing some reports that he may have had some accident on a boating trip. Well, let me bring you up to date as to what the charges are. It involved the Negro businessman Jonathan Ash. Jonathan is the Negro businessman whom the Prime Minister had revealed in the House of Assembly during the budget debate that he was paid about $8 million. So these are some of the charges. Mr. Gibson has been charged with 36 counts in total. 1 of misconduct in public office, 16 counts of bribery, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit bribery, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit extortion, and 15 counts of extortion. All of these concerned with Jonathan Ash. He will now go to the Supreme Court to apply for bail. The team, the legal team of Mr. Shane Gibson had anticipated certain underhand work and skullduggery on behalf of the minister's government. And so a series of high-level, high-powered attorneys were assembled around the courts. And so he had a team waiting for him at the Nassau Street Court. One team was sent to the Supreme Court, and I'm advised, but I've not been able to confirm this particular aspect of it, that there was a waiting team to go to the Court of Appeal. Well, the court, the magistrate court, did grant Mr. Gibson a bail. And according to the reports we have gotten, Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson has granted Mr. Gibson bail in the sum of $40,000 with 2 sureties. And he was not required to surrender his passport. I say that is a powerful act of justice. Why should he have to surrender his passport? He's a well-known citizen, and certainly I am aware that he is waiting for his opportunity to defend the allegations which were made against him. I'm now going to the Tribune Media, where the Negro female, Francesca Pratt, we call her Sonny. Goodness me, I'm going to get in trouble. Her name is Francesca Dossett. I forgot she got married. Mr. Dossett, please forgive me, I forgot you married a woman. Former Minister of Labor and National Insurance, Shane Gibson, was taken into police custody yesterday afternoon after voluntarily presenting himself to the Central Detective Unit to assist officers with an ongoing investigation. The Tribune understands Mr. Gibson was expected to be held overnight, and a decision should be made by noon today as to whether he will be released or arraigned in court in relation to the investigation, according to Attorney Wayne Monroe, QC. I'm giving you the background story. Mr. Monroe, who said he is one of Mr. Gibson's lawyer, confirmed the former member of parliament for Golden Gates was being questioned by members of the anti-corruption unit around 9:30 a.m. in relation to Mr. Gibson's time serving as Hurricane Sa after the passage of Hurricane Matthew. The Hurricane Sa is the man who's in charge after the hurricane for, the mobilization of financial resources and getting the nation cleaned up. Knowing these folks, I figure, this is Wayne Monroe, they were going to keep him overnight. Wednesday, Mr. Monroe told the Tribune, "I am not sure why he is being questioned. I'm told it has to do with his time dealing with the hurricane. What I do know is, if you're going to question someone who was in charge of a ministry, you should at least let them know so they could get the records they need to assist you. I do not think it has anything to do with the National Insurance Board because it is run by an executive chairman. So I imagine it would be from his time as the Hurricane Sa, because you have people doing all sorts of shenanigans, I can't pronounce it. Help me, my
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. One
Yeah.
more time. Stop
Shenanigans.
laughing and teach me. I'm on live TV.
Yeah, forgive
How should
me.
I pronounce it?
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Right.
Thank you, my spiritual advisor. During a hurricane. I mean, if you don't tell me the scope of what the investigation is about, you are not serious about the investigation. These people will do what they will do, and all we can do is prepare. I do not know why these men keep going to the police voluntarily. They would have to come and pick me up, Mr. Monroe added. Lawyer Anthony McKinney, who accompanied Mr. Gibson to CDU yesterday morning, said police questioned Mr. Gibson for several hours before making the decision to keep him for a longer period. He, Mr. Gibson, was invited to go to CDU, and we did go down as requested. Mr. McKinney told the media, he has been invited, he has been interviewed, the interview is completed, he is being kept, and whatever happens next is up to the police department. Mr. Gibson is the fourth member of the former Christie administration to be questioned by the police since the May 10 general election. Two others, former PLP Senator Frank Smith and former Minister of the Environment Ken Dossett, have been arraigned in magistrate court for separate matters. Former Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly, Dion Smith, was also questioned by police and held overnight in late May in connection with an alleged theft probe at the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation. However, he was released without charge. Police later said they had no evidence of wrongdoing in that matter. Mr. Smith was executive chairman of BAIC at the time. So, the breaking news is that Mr. Gibson was charged in a magistrate court, and he was subsequently granted bail. So, that is the breaking news. But there's a new development taking place. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, in his pursuit of corruption, has now turned the radar at Urban Renewal. Well, we now can confirm that a retired Assistant Commissioner of Police, Bishop Hewlin Hanna, has been assigned to Urban Renewal as chairman. So that is the new breaking news. A police officer, Bishop Hewlin Hanna, who's just retired the other day as a senior assistant commissioner of police, has been sent to urban renewal. According to intelligence report received, Hewlin Hanna will be in charge of urban renewal, and while there, he shall conduct a forensic police investigation. Therefore, Mother Pratt and Algernon Allen, get ready. Because who's next? Who's next? So this is breaking news. Now, Hewlin Hanna, you was on the police force when my house got burned down. Okay? So I have to come to you for little things to repair my roof. So it's interesting what is taking place, my spiritual advisor. Minas is setting up a anti-corruption unit. Bishop Hewlin Hanna, who is in charge of the Big Jumper Church. My God, Bishop Hanna, all that white God got on East Street in the Jumper Church. You got time to come and run urban renewal? It's a Big Jumper Church. My spiritual advisors, what comments do you have? Because if it was not a serious matter, I could just break out laugh.
Well, Mr. Monka, you know, I guess there's just two comments I want to make. Interestingly enough, now we have a triangle where we're looking at, you know, this is Jonathan Ash figure, and Ken Dorsett, and now Shane Gibson. That's interesting to see. We're going to have to see how it all pans out based on the court proceedings. And of course, you know, with Hewlin Hanna being appointed to urban renewal, I mean, you raised an interesting point.
What is that point, my spiritual advisor?
That normally people who put their hand to the plow to get into the Word of God or to get into the battlefield for the Lord full time, if you accept another work, well, your interest becomes divided because you're going to have to split your time on everything. Urban renewal, of course, it takes a lot of time. You're looking at 8-9 hours a day. Then you're looking at family time, and then how much time for the Word. But I mean, you can't condemn him for it. You know.
Well, I do not condemn him.
You know.
This, for me, is a great revelation because Bishop Hewlin Hanna. I mean, I've received my intelligence, folks, and it's hilarious. Bishop Hewlin Hanna is saved. Mother Pratt is saved. Bishop, do not allow the devil to use you. Bishop Hanna, don't allow the devil to use you to go up against another saint. Because we know that Mother Pratt is an honorable woman and she worked hard in urban renewal. All right?
Why are you moving in that direction, though?
What's that again?
Why are you moving in that
because
direction?
I have the intelligence. Don't you know who I am? Huh?
Okay.
I have the intelligence.
Okay.
When they told me that Minas was sending Bishop Hewlin Hanna there, how many ministers of the gospel is he going to send in top position? At the moment, Minister Lanisha Roll, she's in charge of urban renewal.
Right.
She professed Jesus Christ, but she flew into the nation's second city and fired all of God's people. Then we have Minister Warren Miller. I mean, when I got that intelligent report, my wife tried to figure out why I was laughing in the bathroom wrong about 4:30 a.m. I said, woman, I got to laugh. Because this is hilarious.
So Warren Miller is what?
Warren Miller, as you know, is a minister of the gospel.
Right.
Him and Lanisha, they're living bad. That's the first thing. Now, Bishop Hewlin Hanna. Man, Hewlin Hanna, what this is, man? You had a wonderful job at the police headquarters. You were a senior man. So you're getting a good pension. My God. You couldn't let Sister Woman grab that job? Or are you carrying out Minas' wishes? I know it, and I want you to stop it. Because I know what the Church of God of Prophecy did when they allow Alive to put up those towers And I don't want to go back to that because I didn't like what the Church of God of Prophecy did. And the Church of God has been Holy Ghost people. There have been people who speak in tongues. There have been people who dance in the name of the Lord. I know. But Hugh and Hannah is there at Urban Renewal. Man, it's powerful. I mean, it's powerful. So, Alton and Alan, I have confidence in you. You are a good liar. And I have confidence in Mother Pratt. Because Mother Pratt is a good woman. She took a lot of abuse as her and Alton and Alan work hard in Urban Renewal. Now, Minister got Bishop Hugh and Hannah there. Bishop Hannah, touch not the head of the Lord's United. Man, it's powerful.
So who's the co-chair?
Say it again.
Who is the
I don't know. Some sinner. Hugh and Hannah is perhaps the most saved one in Urban Renewal. Why are you laughing?
We all have sinned, Mr. Manka.
Listen to me.
We all have sinned and come
Mother Lanisha and Minister Warren Miller, they're not conducting themselves as good, decent Christians. I don't know if Bishop Hugh and Hannah could do anything with them. Maybe he could lay hands on them. But this is powerful, what is taking place. All right? It's powerful. I want to thank, as I shift for a second, an elderly Negro woman who, upon seeing me outside the magistrate court, she ran to her car. And my God, it's amazing how the Lord is taking care of me. She bought me, my spiritual advisor, a love offering. 2 wonderful shirts. So, madam,
it's really nice.
In honor, I'm wearing the shirt. And I thank you. May God bless you for looking out for me.
Yeah, it's a kind-hearted deed.
It's kind-hearted, eh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She's one of the women them. It's amazing,
It's a Christian deed.
Yeah. And she was strong. Listen, when she saw Shane Gibson.
Oh, she's a PLP.
Well, she didn't have on any PLP shirt. But my Lord, when she saw Shane Gibson coming, she was overcome by the Spirit. Isn't it powerful? The PLP was well represented. And as Minister Shane Gibson was paraded contrary to law, take it from me, this nonsense of parading criminal suspects is against the law, and the police should stop it. Don't mind menace, you know the law, they can pay plenty money. This is Freedom March.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Views and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. It's breaking news taking place all over the Bahamas. The Honorable Shane Gibson. He has been arraigned before a magistrate, Magistrate Sabu. I can't pronounce the name correctly. 36 counts, but praise the Lord, his lawyers came up with a fantastic strategy. And they were anticipating skullduggery in terms of preventing bail. But they were ready. They had every court that could possibly grant bail under watch. And they were successful in pulling it off at the Supreme Court. The court was extremely hot today. One court official early this morning bitterly complained over how hot the magistrate court on Nassau Street is. He went on to describe the first floor as being hot, the second floor as hot, and the third floor, I don't want to use the D word, but it was extremely hot. And justice cannot be served if the magistrate is under a lot of heat. My God, you mean to tell me the F&M, how long it can take Desmond Bannister to send somebody to fix the air condition? I mean, you know this, August. You know you have a weightless American company, BPL, who constantly can't keep the lights on. And every time the light goes off, it will affect people's appliances. So, in the case of the court, if you keep cutting off the light, you're going to damage the air conditioner. All right? And something is wrong. How long will it take the F&M to find some money and fix the air condition? Goodness of mercy. It was very, very hot. One of the Negro attorney, when he walked out of the court earlier today, it was as if somebody had pushed him in a pool. He was extremely wet. Ah, boy, I don't know what I'm going to do with my Negro government. Would you please get the air condition working? My spiritual advisor.
More than likely, they're probably challenged with getting parts. You know, sometimes these compressors and other units of the AC system are kind of like difficult to, to find. So I assume the scenario is they probably can't find, parts for the AC system, but they should move hastily to get it sorted out.
Well, talking about BPL, all right, the company that the former president, vice president of the United States, talked Christie them into hiring. Okay? You know, to like listen to white people. You must choose when you must listen to white people. You must understand, not because the United States Embassy may advance an economic argument that citizens of the United States can get, what you call it, when you put in a bid. What they call it? Help me out. Right? The bidding. The Americans have been complaining. Lisa, you caused this. Please forgive me. Don't hold me in. Please don't put my name in the computer, because I support President Donald Trump. But you all keep complaining, right? So if you all complain and Christie them listen to the complaint, Vice President Joe Biden, he gave this company high marks. Christie them listen. Now we got BPL. And BPL is nothing but a picky teeth Monturby. They're nothing but a bunch of frying pans. All right? So now we got them. And they can't perform. And I'm going to tell you something, Lisa, that has me angry. I believe when my government sign a contract with white people who own the American company, I will see white people. I will say white people. Other than that, sign with black people and send me black people. I saw white people sign in the contract. And the next thing I know, my spiritual advisor, the white people duck. The white people hide. And they send Negroes.
Yeah, but how does it affect the run of the company?
It affects it because I can't identify who's BPL. Every time I go to BC.
That's BPL.
Right.
All of those.
And I look around. I can't find the person.
BPL. That's BPL.
Because the personnel is a Negro.
It's
and
BPL.
they blend. Listen to me, I can't find them.
Wow.
But if they sent me a white man, I'll be able to identify the white man. I'm serious with what I'm saying. All right, now we got BPL, who, under their management, $8 million disappear. And on top of the $8 million disappearing, the Christie government rewarded them by giving, must see, 4 of their employees over $1 million. Goodness of mercy. Anyway, one of these days, it will all be over. As we talk about BPL, I saw an article where Leslie Miller, the Negro citizen who lost his job because we, the Bahamian people, think that a foreign company from America could manage the electricity better. My God, I would prefer Leslie to get that $1 million. All right? So now, we saw the other day that the government of the Bahamas was invited in the back of Albany. And then one white man sat them down and began to complain over how Joe Louis had $700 million. And I thought for a second that Joe Louis was going to give the PLP government the $700 million. But they confirmed to me later that there's nothing free. And I'm happy that Leslie Miller has explained to us that the Albany offer was not good for the country. All right? I don't need to know no more than that. It was not good for the country. So let Albany keep their $700. And I ask Minnis, because I suspect that many of those foreigners in the southwestern part of the island finance the F&M campaign. For Jesus' sake, don't sell out our birthright. Don't sell out our birthright. All right? Please don't do it. If the PLP has explained that their $700 million proposal was not in the interest of the Bahamas, please leave these foreign white people money alone.
And what was the details? Leslie Miller made a statement. He stated why he think that the proposal was not good.
Right, I respect Leslie Miller's judgment.
And I can understand what he's saying, because he was saying that Albany had proposed to build their own power plant, right? And then they had intentions of selling electricity back to BEC.
That's gangsterism.
Yeah. So
after all, we give Albany, we give them a whole Anglican priest. Father Tyrone Mackenzie was a saved man. Saved, doing God's work. And the next thing I know, he backslid in the back of Albany. All we've done, we have allowed Albany to physically rip into New Providence, almost cutting off Adelaide from that path. We should never have allowed that to happen. But these Negroes, all you got to do is give them a morsel of porridge. All right? We should not have. And ministers should have told Albany, listen, the last time I managed $25 million to do something with the landfill, I mismanaged it. And that is something that needs to go to the corruption unit.
So what's the new proposal?
I don't care what the new proposal is. All right? I don't care what it is.
It may benefit the consumers. I mean,
how is it going to benefit the consumer when they will not reduce the cost?
That's why I'm asking
of electricity.
Leslie
Miller has told us that whatever their scheme was,
it wasn't going to benefit.
Whatever their game was, whatever the skullduggery was, it would not
benefit the consumers.
The consumers.
Yeah,
and we should always be interested in what is in the best interest of the consumers.
Absolutely.
Help me to spell consumers, my spiritual advisor.
C-O-N?
C.
N.
N.
S.
S.
U.
U.
M.
M.
E.
E.
R.
R.
S.
S. Consumers. And that is what is lacking in the country, where we elect Negro government, and they don't seem to recognize that their negotiation must always be designed as to what is in the best interest of the Bahamian people. And once it is not in our interest, you tell the people, lick it on mama.
Well, no, you go back and you renegotiate.
There can be no renegotiation. They know that the Minnis government is desperate. They know it. They know that Minnis and the F&M is impotent. They know that these are inexperienced Negroes. They know it. So what is Albany doing?
You have no confidence in this government.
I know them. Let's take them one by one. Name me a minister.
You have no confidence.
Name me a minister.
Minister of Tourism.
And you know, Sebastian don't want me to call her my name, man.
Transport and aviation.
Open that door and bring the lawyers them in. Wayne Monroe, QC, so I can find out what's going on. And bring one of the chairs.
Wayne is coming in?
After the break. Tell him come sit down, please. And then after the break, we'll set him up. Folks, we are happy that one of the legal strategists has arrived. We'll bring him in on the break because this is breaking news. And new law is being created. And Menace is pursuing a strategy of dismantling the PLP. I know his strategy, you know. And his strategy is simple. And the PLP could afford to drop their guard. The strategy is you grab the leadership and you beat them legally. You wail up their backside. You handcuff them. Even when they got sprained or broken ankle. We saw it. I saw a murder suspect kill a whole man. And he had a sprained ankle. Do you know the police ain't put no handcuff on him? They did not put a handcuff on him. What were they practicing? They were practicing what they call humanitarianism. Isn't that wonderful? A whole murder suspect kill a whole Negro man. But his foot was broke. So they ain't put no handcuff. And in the case of Shane Gibson, he has not been accused of murder. He ain't killed nobody. He ain't commit no armed robbery. No rape. Right? But they handcuff him with bad leg. Philip Brave Davis, I call upon you and the PLP leadership. Stop! P-U-S-S-Y. Pussy. Foot. F-O-O-T. Because I saw this based on history in Nazi Germany. There was a gangster who rose up, and as he began to pursue his political enemies, those who were benefiting kept their mouth closed. Those who were getting juicy contracts. And so, piece by piece, they grabbed them. And the next thing I know, God's chosen people, 6 million of them, were put in gas chamber, and hundreds of millions of people around the world fighting in World War II because of a political nut who introduced Gestapoism, Nazism. And when you add Gestapoism plus Nazism, it equals gangsterism. And so when they came for the last set of people, since no one was standing up, since good men did nothing, evil men triumphed, it is time, once again, for the Progressive Liberal Party and all righteous Bahamian to stand up by their new marching tennis. And it is time for us to march. It is time, my spiritual advisor, for the opposition to stand up and to question through political action, peaceful political action. I take the PLP to the genesis of their history, and I remind them of their greatest political strategist, Lyndon Oscar Pinley, who taught that demonstrations and marches are necessary for political change. For political change. You heard what Pinling said? And if the PLP does not stand up, all y'all going to court. You hear me? And I'm going to sit back. And I ain't going to say nothing. Because I'm warning you. But I will jump into action if they touch Allison. And I want 1 minute. Leave Allison out of this. I prefer a trump-up charge. Charge me. Or charge me, my spiritual advisor.
You want to be Allison's scapegoat?
Yeah.
Okay. Put the charge on you.
Put the charge on me.
And she go free.
And she go free. Okay?
This is interesting.
Yes.
This is interesting.
Okay. You heard me? I say, Menace, stay from Allison, because I will take it personal. Okay? I've never fought over a woman in 20 years. All right? But by God, leave Allison alone. Okay? This is powerful to hear. Okay? I'm told that you can see Shane Gibson. If you look at his face, you will see the anguish and the anxiety of his sprained leg. One PLP woman, upon seeing him, she said to me, "They beat him." I said, "No, I don't think they beat him." She said, "Yeah, but look how he hopped." I said, "Listen, they beat him." All right? It is also to be noted that the senior police officers are now hiding their hands. If you look, these are safe police officers who is escorting him, because Philip Brave Davis has warned the FNM and the police that if justice does not flow like a mighty river, one day there will be retribution. And it's not a threat. It has to do with the universal law, he said. And don't forget what Pending say, what goes around comes around. But I thank God that my people are peaceful people. They're loving people. They're law-abiding. And the political action that they shall commence shall be peaceful. And that is what is powerful. Before I bring on Mr. Monroe, it is to be noted that there was a Senate hearing in which an ambassador who's coming here, and I already fall in love with the ambassador because he is called Papa. Right? Man, the Americans scared? So we have an ambassador who named Papa. And apparently his policy is to make us a protectorate. Something like that. So I don't know what that means, but thank God, an experienced Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, recognizing that Darren, what Darren's name is? Hanfield is inexperienced, wouldn't appreciate sovereignty if he saw it. And so Fred Mitchell immediately defended sovereignty. So you see, I can pronounce the word sovereignty, but I don't like it. So having demonstrated just now, I only did it like that for my wife. Woman, stop criticizing my language. Sovereignty. Now, I finished with that word. But Fred Mitchell not only defended sovereignty, he also defended sovereignty. All right? And so, Darren, I know Minister's inexperienced. I know Marvin is going to let the Americans down because piece by piece, they're recognizing that their man Darren, their man Marvin, obviously is out of his league. So, did I say Darren? Yeah, I meant to say Marvin. Marvin is out of his league. And Darren Hanfield is inexperienced. Put your pride aside. Put your ego aside and talk to Big Brother, Fred Mitchell. Now, Mitchell, I know we're trying to get rid of the FNM, but this is a question of sovereignty. And this is a question of helping out Brother Darren Hanfield. So point him in the right direction. Don't score no political points on him, Fred. All right? But Papa, I welcome you here, but I want to play independent and sovereign. Okay? Don't take us over. Don't recolonize us. I like playing government. Okay? I know y'all got big bum. I know y'all a powerful nation in the country, in the world. But I don't want to be recolonized. Okay? But on Facebook Live, you should see, are they seeing it? Yes. You should see the Honorable Shane Gibson,
It was there.
and you shall see him in pain. Boy, Minister Vicky, you know the man got bad foot. You could have told the police, listen, he can't run. We ain't got to handcuff him. The man got a sprained foot. Man, as he jumped up, trying to get up the stairs, he was in plenty pain. Man, the F&M got hog heart. Hog heart! You don't do that. They ain't do it to the murderer. You hear me? They ain't do it to the murderer. And Shane Gibson ain't kill nobody. Ain't kill nobody. But menace, what goes around, comes around. And chances are when the PLP comes to power and charge y'all, I'll be on your side, casing of the PLP. All right? So do what is right. Don't do Shane like this.
So should they have offered him a courtesy? Why didn't his lawyers argue that he has issues with his feet and, offer him a courtesy of a wheelchair?
The police, his lawyers could not make an advancement before he is formally charged.
Oh.
But in any event,
Okay.
Wayne Monroe is here. And Wayne Monroe is going to have to tell me this strategy, because on my way to the studio, as I left my office, what you call them big bus?
Prison bus.
The prison bus. Man, they came speeding on the southern side of Wolf Road. Good thing there was space. And I wondered for a second, do they have Shane Gibson on this bus? It appears as if the bus went to the prison early. But immediately, I sent out a code to Ezekiel. And Ezekiel said, listen, Shane Gibson is a free man. He's on bail. So that's what's going on in the country. Spiritual advisor, you think they had to handcuff him with a bad leg?
Well, Mr. Monka, I mean, I personally believe that, former member of parliament, right? They should be offered some sort of a decency. I don't think Shane Gibson is going to run anywhere.
Well, he couldn't run. The man got broke leg, sprained leg.
So
How did he run?
They should allow him to come in court without handcuffs. But it's a standard, I understand, police
It
procedure.
is not a standard, and
No?
the police has discretion. I just told you
Okay.
of a Negro man who murdered. And
So
yet,
I'm
and yet
agreeing.
broke leg.
I'm agreeing with you.
The police has the discretion.
Okay.
Huh?
All right.
The police has the discretion. When they locked me up, they never came with no gun. When they showed up, I said, where y'all gun? They said, we ain't bring no gun for you. They had no gun. Right? But I was too weak to run.
But of course, handcuffing a person is for, security measures.
The man
And-
has a sprained leg. Could hardly walk.
Point taken.
My God. Menace, how you could confess that you're a Christian? Huh? Goodness of mercy. Menace ain't safe. Marvin James ain't safe. Now you got Hewlin Hanna. Bishop Hewlin Hanna, I shall be watching you. Okay? I have my intelligence report. I'm going to look for Algernon Allen so I can tell Allen what my intelligence report is. The only problem that Papa had with Algernon Allen was him and Mother Pratt did not grow any corn. Because Papa wanted them to grow corn. Can you imagine? So that's the only problem Papa had. All right? And I don't know if Hewlin can find any evidence to charge them. Because had they grow corn, Mother and Algernon would have been at the mill. Anyway, this is powerful. I don't know what's going on. What a jokey government with powerful political power. And so they can lock you up. But praise the Lord, Shane Gibson has gotten bail. My spiritual advisor, it is powerful when the administration of justice
New governance.
is not controlled
There's a new sheriff in town.
by the F&M. Today is sovereign day. I shall not be colonized by the Americans, nor shall I bow down to the F&M, because the F&M is wicked. And it is time to march. March, my people, march, march, march.
This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Freedom March broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. It's breaking news. Former Minister of Labor and National Insurance, the Honorable Shane Gibson, was charged in a magistrate court 36 counts. And of course, they had a wonderful legal team set up, 1, 2, or 3 at the magistrate court to await the charges. 1 or 2 at the Supreme Court. And then, of course, I am told that other lawyers kept their eyes on the Court of Appeal. Because, you know, the FNM would not have loved to see Mr. Gibson getting bail. Now, before I bring on our guest, I have to run on for 2 or 3 minutes. I asked Dr. Minnis to be respectful to the Governor General, Dame Margaret Pinling. If you check my record, every time a Governor General was being affected, I intervened. You would recall that one day, Dame Ivy Dumont had traveled to the United States, and the United States government searched her person, searched her bags, and everybody in the country was intimidated to stand on moral grounds and defended her. But I defended her, and I told the Americans they were wrong, and I want them to keep their hands off Her Majesty's personal representative in the Bahamas. I defended her. Another time, I had received intelligence that a political trick was about to be pulled on Governor General Sir Arthur Foulkes. And what do you think I did? I went to him quietly and I alerted him. I said, My Excellency, this is the intelligence. I want you to be warned. And he assured me, I shouldn't be saying it, but I can say it. He assured me that he has the gift and the talent to turn away the forces. But I had a duty to do it. The next Governor General prior to that was the Honorable Arthur Dion Honor. And I went to him and I said, Your Excellency, this is the wickedness. And he then said some things to me. The lawyer told me I mustn't tell nobody, but I'm itching to say it. And one day, I'm going to say it. Now, who can be stupid to suggest that the Governor General should go somewhere to be verified? Come on. Y'all between the Negro stupid self. God forgive me for saying it. Dame Margaret Pinling is the personal representative of the Queen. And I don't want nobody talking nonsense, but she needs to be verified. Huh? We know who's the Governor General. The Prime Minister knows. And Mr. Minnis, who is the Governor General? She's the lady who allowed you to cut the cake, the Independence holiday before this one. Come on. Y'all make me shame. All right? And I don't believe in violence. But anybody who makes her go anywhere talking about verification, God forgive me, I'm about to punch them in their back. God forgive me, I shouldn't be saying that. I don't want nobody else to punch anybody in their back because it's against the law. But if I punch them, no law, you tell the caller, hold on. No law is broken if I punch them. But I'm not going to punch them. So please, man, y'all don't make me feel shame. Other than that, I'm going to pack up my Johnny bundle. I'm going to pack up my Johnny bundle and just leave y'all a bunch of stupid people who don't seem to understand protocol and decorum. But the Governor General must go to be, God have mercy on my soul. I've never seen this level of stupidity. Anyway, please forgive me, Mr. Monroe. Welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Brother Monica.
I'm happy that you are here. Today, Mr. Gibson was charged in a magistrate court. Tell me what happened. Give us a story, yeah, from your perspective.
Well,
The fact that he was charged, and then subsequently we got bail. What? Tell me.
Well, The pantomime continues, Brother Monka. Today, we were waiting because I had promised to let you know what was what so you could be in place to let the people know.
Yes,
I see one of your recordings got 18,000 views today.
that's powerful.
But the reason I couldn't tell you what was happening because the lawyers did not know he had been charged when the press knew he had been charged and were told when he was going to court.
Wow.
And that speaks for itself, that the police have counsel present. Don't tell counsel the client is charged and going to court at 1 p.m., but tell the press.
Wow.
And so we have what we have. And he went to court. You were there to record it, and I'm going to need your recording when we do something else that we're going to do in the matter. But
No problem.
you went to court. You are correct. The law in this jurisdiction, as we inherited in our Commonwealth jurisdiction, is the police need use only as much restraint as is necessary to accomplish the objective of getting you safely to court. And, you know, I saw Shane going to court hobbling. I saw a frail white woman between a big policeman, a small policeman, and they thought that they not only had to handcuff her, they had to shackle her legs to make sure she couldn't get away. So all of these are things that we say are breaches of people's rights. And because the light is being shown on this, that we believe it's being purposely done, we'll be going to vindicate that right, and anyone else, of course, who feels that their right has been abused should see that the lawyer of their choice to seek to have their right vindicated as well. We saw him walked from South Street Police Station to the Magistrates Court complex in open view, notwithstanding that the Magistrates Court complex is constructed in a manner that prisoners are to be driven in to the cell block area, that's a secure area, taken into the cell block, which is in the bottom part of the court, and then taken to court through hallways that are out of the public view and up into court, and then removed from court that same way. It's the same way the Old Bailey in England is designed to protect the accused from being exposed to the humiliation of what the Americans call a perp walk. Now, because we believe that that's done intentionally to shine a light on that, we'll be seeking to vindicate that right. And again, anybody else, and it isn't limited to former cabinet ministers, anyone who feels that their right has been violated in that way ought to contact a lawyer of their choice to seek to vindicate their right. In other words, to get paid for having been put through that. So he went to court, he was arraigned, and you see, we learnt the lesson in Ken Dorset where they say, oh, we don't have a lawyer to come to court for bail today, so let's come tomorrow. Well, we're challenging the Bail Act, Section 43A, that removed the power for magistrates to grant bail. There's an authority, SBC, in the UK out of the European Court of Human Rights that we're relying on, and we're saying is wrong. And again, because we believe it was done intentionally, we're seeking to vindicate that right.
Yes.
But again, it's not just a right of a former cabinet minister, it's a right of anybody.
Yes, Counsel.
So although we filed it for Shane Gibson today to get interim relief, when we go back on September 19th, I would have filed one for Kenrid Dorset because he actually did spend one night at Her Majesty's prison. And it's again not only for former cabinet ministers, but any member of the public who feels that if we are right and that's unconstitutional and their right has been breached insofar as they might have been imprisoned for a week or 2 weeks, to be brought down for bail hearing to hear the Crown has no objection to bail, never did, just that the law say you couldn't get bail, ought to contact a lawyer of their choice so that they can come along. If they can do that before September 19th, that would be useful because then the one judge can hear all of the matters about the same issue. But what this is doing, people talk about a new stage in governance, because they have now fooled with people who are of the type who are leaders who will sit down and say this shouldn't happen and instruct lawyers to do something about it. that if we are right on these issues, the ordinary man ought to come along, and so long as this occurred within the last 12 months, will get vindication of a right, had they not fooled with these people,
Wow.
may have never been exposed. So you always have to look for the silver lining to it all,
And
eh?
then there is also greater danger because as they were bringing Shane Gibson, there was a Negro man who was shouting abuse and threats.
Mhm.
And that was a powerful observation for me.
Abuse and threats at all.
At Shane Gibson.
And the police didn't arrest him?
No, the police would not have heard that
Oh,
unless
okay.
they had undercover officers. He
Okay.
wasn't close to him to touch him.
Okay.
But you were able to hear his threat. And even if he did attempt to do something, Shane would not have been able to personally defend himself.
Man, there's plenty PLP women out there
Well,
to do
that's
that.
true. But notwithstanding, we need to take into consideration the security aspect of an accused person being restrained and could be the subject of violence. Let's take this call. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. What's on your mind? Hello, speak
Good
to me.
afternoon, Mr. Monker.
Good afternoon, my dear.
How are you today?
I'm a little
Good
better.
afternoon to your spiritual advisor and to Mr. Monroe. Gentlemen, this is indeed a sad day in our country. I listened to the newscast earlier today. Somebody sent me a clipping of Mr. Gibson being taken down to court. And yesterday on another program, I heard somebody alluded to the fact that when the news came on yesterday, he'd been had been detained, how people were shouting and rejoicing. You know, I wonder, in my mind, I don't think this country will ever really heal, because what is happening now, gentlemen, it is so sad. Say, for example, Mr. Monker, God forbid that you be arrested and charged, and they find that you are innocent. That will, okay, you've been acquitted and whatever, but you know it will always remain the fact that people will always say Rodney Monker was arrested. You have children who will be affected. People's families are hurting. And I don't know when it's going to all stop. Mr. Monker, you said, who is next? Every Bahamian
Who's
now
next?
has to probably stop and think, who else will they try to attack? It is so sad. If it's ever a time we needed prayers in this country, gentlemen, it's now. We need to go on our knees and we need to really pray, because it's a sad day in this country. Thank you all so much.
We thank you for your comments. It is also prayer, my spiritual advisor. You have to tell the people, prayer without marching, prayer without demonstration,
Faith without
Without
work.
works, yeah.
Without work.
faith without works.
It's dead.
Is dead. So the question is, who's next? And I say, it's you. You are next. Don't forget, the Prime Minister has wrote me a letter demanding that I disclose, even though I have. You see, ministers think that I'm a gangster, but I'm not. All the little grocery I pick up in the Senate, I got approval. I can't believe a rich man like Minnis would have a problem. But I'm prepared to turn the sardine back and the juice. I'm prepared.
But Brother Monka, you say you might be next. There's the authority of Dion Folks and Lyndon Oscar Pinlin that says that if you were so minded, Dr. Minnis could be next, because you could privately prosecute
Well, I
him.
want to privately prosecute him because I would like to see what the Commissioner of Police going to do. Will they arrest him?
Well, now how it works, because that was the case where Dion Folks, and I think you talked about it once, said that Sir Lyndon had hit him with his files,
yeah,
with his
slapped
papers.
him. Yeah.
And the magistrate didn't want to issue the charge sheet and the complaint, and the Supreme Court said no. So all of this thing that people are talking about as if this is the first time
Right.
that we had a sitting Prime Minister
Yes.
charged with assault.
Yes.
You can have a sitting Prime Minister
Goodness me.
charged with misconduct in public office if you are right, and he gave
Well, I'm
himself
right.
a contract.
I can prove that in 2007, Dr. Minnis never disclosed this contract.
Well, what I'm saying
I can
is,
prove that.
without discussing the merits of a matter, don't get caught up, and I've heard the spiritual advisor trying to tell you, don't get caught up on him making an accusation against you. Anybody can make an accusation. If you want, you can make an accusation against him, so long as you're willing to swear it on oath before an S&C magistrate and prepare a charge sheet. The magistrate would be bound to issue the charge sheet, issue the charge, issue a summons to the sitting Prime Minister, as happened to Sir Lyndon, and he has to come to court and defend himself. So do not believe that it's limited who could be next.
But the problem that I am faced with is Carl Bettel will issue a nollie.
Well, there is a case in the UK.
How I can get around Carl Nolly?
There is a case in the UK where the divisional court was moved to determine whether you could review that function. And it was resolved before it went further on appeal. But we are in an environment where we are signatories to the Organization of American States.
Okay.
If that were to happen, you take it to their Human Rights Tribunal, and then they can give directives as well. We are actually members of them. In the death penalty matters, it was argued that we weren't, and then it was conceded later that we were. And so I am not so sure that the Attorney General's nollie is as bulletproof, for want of a better word,
well,
as
you know,
people think it is. So when you are ready,
well, let's get
Brother
ready.
Monica, you might want to march first to pump up the blood before
Yes.
you go to the court.
Yes. And I have a good argument against Carl. Carl will have to give Dr. Minnis a nollie prosequi, or Minnis will fire him. So the court should not regard it, because he would be under duress. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, good afternoon.
How are you, sir? What's on your mind?
A lot on my mind, but I think I'll say one thing.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon to you and spiritual advisor, Mr. Monroe.
Good afternoon.
Couple months or years before Dr. Miles Monroe died, he said that this election that just passed was going to be a most interesting one in the Bahamas. I don't know if any of you gentlemen can remember that.
And did it turn out to be like Miles prophesied?
Of course it turned out, because it turned out that the country was turned over to King George III Negroes.
Wow. Miles is a prophet.
And they are wreaking havoc on the former MPs,
Yeah.
and which is wrong. They should find a more decent and respectable way to do it than to parade them in the front of the public eye in the court and etc. etc. They should find a more respectable way to do it.
Are you ready to march?
I was born ready to march.
This is powerful. If you see anybody in the PLP who are either parliamentarians or holding party office, tell them they either march the people or y'all can join the people down.
Yeah.
And you know I'm leader of the people down. I thank you very much, eh?
All right, thank you.
God bless you. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. My spiritual advisor, get the text ready. Hello,
Hello.
what's on your mind?
Yeah, Mr. Monka.
Yes.
Man, you know something? I sat down and listened to you and Mr. Monroe. And you know, you all taking this thing for a joke.
Listen to me.
This is not a joke.
You are a chronic F&M caller. I
don't care, but the
2
man
seconds.
was put there. The man was put there for do a job, and you all there criticizing
Which
him.
man?
He trying to
Which
get
man?
the country straightened out.
Which man? Which man you talking about?
The man talking about is Hubert Minnis.
What has Minnis done?
The man trying to clean up the country, and you giving him wrong.
I given him a wrong. This as nasty as
you
this
all.
country is.
Both
Listen,
of you all.
get this F&M
Yep,
of my phone before I resign from the party, of my show. Anybody else? Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Monka.
How are you, sir? Speak to
Hello?
me. Speak to me.
Yes, Mr. Monka.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Right now, I just feel like the government that just came in office.
Yes.
I just feel like they're only on a witch hunt. What they're really doing, they're really putting a big stain on this country. Because
Wow.
Mr. Monka,
Yes.
I mean, you are so right in many things I heard you said. And right now they have about 6 preachers in the FNM. Well, Hewlin had just gone in as for urban renewal, and they have 6 preachers. I mean, these backsliding preachers, man, because if these preachers had any God in them, I want the spiritual advisor, good afternoon, and no disrespect, and to Mr. Monroe, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want the spiritual advisor to read Matthew chapter 6 and verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want him to read that. It's a reason why I want him to read this.
Okay.
I want these preachers within cabinet to know this, that you can't serve two masters.
Absolutely.
Either you hate one and love the next one, or you hold on to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. Now, I know that before the money or whatever it is, but I think those preachers, I believe they backslide on God.
Well, before
because
I tell you...
Mr. Manka, right now, I think what they're doing, what they're actually doing, they are really trying to destroy the PLP. And the PLP is a good party.
That's what they're
doing. The PLP is for the small people. I mean, from day one, they was always trying to cater to the small man.
I got your point.
And I just feel like they need to stop this. This is wrong.
Go, I'm going to say
to
you
day, Mr. Manka,
that I believe that Bishop Hewlin-Hannah is still a saved man. I just want to warn him. Bishop, do we not the works of the devil? And that's the F of them. Hello. Welcome to Freedom Match. Hello. Hello. Welcome to Freedom Match. Hello.
Mr. Bunker.
Sir.
Hello.
Yes,
I'm here, sir.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how you feel about criminals committing crimes and not answering for them? How do you feel about that?
Well, now, you shouldn't say it like that.
No, if someone do something wrong, if they go against the law, they break the law, they're
Listen to me for a second, my brother.
All right.
You are saying to me, what do you think about criminals?
Yeah.
Breaking the law.
Yes, sir.
Wayne Monroe, who is here, will tell you that a man is presumed to be innocent until such
Wayne
time.
Monroe is a defense lawyer. That's his job to defend criminals.
I prosecute people as well.
Oh, goodness me. My Negro brother ain't want to listen. So I can leave you in your, I can be kind to you. You take good care. I can be kind to him. He doesn't seem to understand that there's a presumption of innocence until such time as a man.
I think the point he's trying to make is you are justified in making any allegation against anybody based on any standard. I really wonder what people would say if you were repeatedly marching the people who you call corrupt down to court on your ipsa dixit, on your word given to a magistrate, just as Rodney Munker say that you were corrupt, and you are charged, you were held overnight, you're walked in handcuffs to court, and you're arraigned. Now, if people don't understand how dangerous it is not to have a proper standard, they must understand Matthew 7 and 2, because this is the same law that will judge them. And so many people who I hear saying, I'm a defense lawyer, when it comes to be their child, their time, they come and they say, but why the magistrate can't give me bail? And you say, well, you all say you all don't want people charged with this to have bail. So we have to be very careful. These laws apply to us all, not just to one person. What happens now if you lay a charge against Dr. Minnis that's indictable and the magistrate doesn't have power to grant him bail? I take this very seriously. I take people's liberty very seriously. The caller who talk about we're making a joke of it, we're not. If you don't take people's liberty very seriously, you have a problem. And all of the writers say that you don't deserve yours if you don't take other people's liberty seriously. And until we understand that in this country, that it's fine to stand and key and point at people until it becomes your time. And that's the reality. What Mr. Davis wrote to Dr. Minnis, what the standard is you have to put something in place so that people can confidently say this is not about politics, this is about corruption. And why they didn't think that they could call Parliament into session and pass proper anti-corruption laws is because they don't want them. They just want this pantomime, Brother Monka. They just want this show.
I agree with you.
And so we should have a show too, don't you think?
Yes.
Which pantomime you want to run?
Listen,
who do you want to put in your pantomime?
I want to go after Minnis because he's trying to send me to jail. And he can cost me up the hide with this single woman on the weekend. This is freedom, man. My morals are in question. I'll be right back.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. Rodney Monk is my name. My spiritual advisor is Bradley Roll. And of course, we asked noted attorney Wayne Monroe QC to join us because he was a part of the former Minister of Labor and National Insurance, the Honorable Shane Gibson's legal defense. Mr. Monroe, when the police was escorting Mr. Gibson to the magistrate court, he had no crutches. But you were at the Supreme Court, am I correct?
Yes.
When he received bail.
Yes.
I saw a video of him a few minutes ago in which he has the crutches. What's going on? How come at the magistrate court he's handcuffed, no crutches? At the Supreme Court, they appear to have taken off the handcuff and give him a pair of crutches.
Well, I'd hate to say it like this, but Supreme Court judges are guardians of our Constitution, so they can make immediate orders in some instances that magistrates cannot. Clearly, he's had a procedure on his foot. They ain't beat him on his foot. He had a procedure on his foot. And the question will be whether there's any remedy for them causing him to travel upstairs and along an area without his crutches. You see, you can do whatever you want to do, but there's a price for it, and it's a matter of extracting the price or the remedy for any wrong that you say somebody does you.
Wow.
And so you would see him coming to the Supreme Court if they showed him with crutches, going to sign his bail with crutches. And I'm made to understand when he went into police custody, he had crutches. Why they couldn't wait until he didn't need them is beyond me. Clearly, this was a matter of such great urgency that it couldn't wait.
Wow. I think it's horrible that the government, that Carl Bettel, Carl, come on, you should show the PLP some gratitude, you know. Christie did make you a QC. I'm not trying to compromise you. I don't want you to be corrupt, but my God, you're London trained. Most of the Negroes in the F&M never went to London to study law. You are a London trained attorney. And Mama told me, my grandma, she said, boy, there's no lawyer like a London trained attorney. But Mama appear to have been right then. But by God, I'm happy she ain't alive today to see how your London trained attorneys are nothing but a bunch of scallywag. My spiritual advisor, read
some text.
Little text.
Okay. Good afternoon, Senator Monker, spiritual advisor and legal counsel. Can a supervisor or manager of the government change the work from Monday to Friday to Tuesday to Saturday to prevent workers in obtaining overtime? Is that legal? Mr. Monker, could you tell Wayne, produce his list of F&Ms he would like to see brought before the court?
Oh, no! A secret.
Well, it is even better than that, Brother Monka. Every time, and you have to be circumspect, I first was minded to let the police investigate. I am not satisfied that they're unbiased. And so, like you, we will do it ourselves. I was then minded to let the state prosecute. And then it occurred to me, why not, as Carl Bethel did with Sir Lyndon,
right?
Why not prosecute them ourselves, even if for it to appear to be fair and unbiased, we get permission for one of our colleagues from the Caribbean or from the UK to come to prosecute the people we wish to be prosecuted, so people can't say it's just us doing it because we want to do it.
And your observation is powerful. Carl Bethel is the first attorney in the history of the Bahamas and the only attorney to prosecute a prime minister. We need to break that precedent.
Well, use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's powerful. So, my spiritual advisor, what other texts my people
I wanted to
sent
finish
in?
read the text.
Go
They
ahead.
said, I think he's Flamin. He's a King George III Negro.
Who?
They're saying this is Miss Monroe. Chester
Oh,
Cooper.
no.
They say Chester Cooper needs to lead the PLP and fire Fred Mitchell, Bradley Roberts, because they are all finished. Why is Wayne Monroe so hell-bent on condoning / defending the alleged misuse of funds? Stealing may be a reach, but it's clear that it was free for all.
Well, there is no allegation of misuse of funds. None whatsoever.
It's amazing.
Made yet.
Yeah.
So clearly that person isn't even keeping up with what the allegation is.
That's F&M's propagandas. That's who that is. Go ahead, begin the main self. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm a faithful follower of the program and one of the women them. I'm trying with my son, and I've enrolled him in the bridging program. Now I'm being threatened if I don't pay at least $1,000 by next week, he'll be asked to leave the program.
What?
But didn't Dr. Minnis promise free education for Bahamians?
Listen. What is that? What program is that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, even if it's a summer program at the University of the Bahamas, it should be free. Rodney Smith, I ain't quite you yet because I know your vice cousin.
Brother Monkey, you know what amazes me when I hear the excuse the F&M made? They say we can't give scholarships because the people who got them didn't pay them back. Well, if education is going to be free, you wouldn't pay back scholarships.
Right.
That's the nature of something being free.
Is that my fax?
That's your phone.
That's your phone.
Okay.
And so, fine, if you were seriously going to make education free for all these young people you appeal to, make it free. Pay for it.
Yeah.
But now we're told that it's austerity, so that means you can't get it, and we got to cut back 10% on what we did before when we decide that we're going to give it. You just need to be blunt, frank, and honest. If you lie, say, we swing you all. Deal with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'll tell the people I swing you, deal with it.
Yeah. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor. This is an important Negro man who is calling the phone. I don't know. He might be letting me know that the F&M has picked up more PLPs. Let me see if I can get him.
Good afternoon to both of you. So this is one of the women from Freeport. You gentlemen look very well. So Mr. Minnis needs to get on with the people's business and stop locking up people. Freeport needs help desperately. I love all of you. Have a blessed day and be safe.
I'm live on TV. Is other PLPs being arrested at this hour? Other than that, you call me after the show. Okay, that's good. All right. Fine.
Okay, yeah. Why didn't the environmentalists make noise when Albany was dredging for mega yachts, or they didn't, or they didn't because Pericles Millis was given a free dock by Albany? You mentioned that.
Well, don't forget, I went to Albany, and there was a bunch of white people, and I took my commission of inquiry, and when I challenged the white American, and some County Joe people got up, I said to him, listen to me. I never smuggled drug in all my life. I said, you see that whole family there? All of them is drug smugglers. And then the family started cursing. So I grabbed the commission of inquiry. I said, now, should I read this? And they all backed down. Because I don't lie. And I even wasn't 60 yet. I had the facts. I went to the commission of inquiry. Some of them even lie on Sir Clement. Say Sir Clement was hiding in the bush. Go ahead.
Let's see. Hello, Mr. Monk. I'm feeling much better and tuning into your show now. Today is my last day in the hospital before I go home. Thank you so much for your visit. I'm getting much better. Melissa Bain.
Melissa, I'm so happy for you.
Rodney, you need to stop cloaking corruption.
That is not
you're
true.
You're justice of the peace. Send them to jail.
Listen, I don't. All right? Papa told me who the gangsters are, None of these people who are being charged, Papa called their names. Take it from me. Papa told me. And I want ministers to know that Papa does not support this. And I know why. Go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Monka. I'm Paula from Banamontani, Lutra. Just saying hi to you.
Hello, Paula. Get ready to march.
Okay, let's skip that one. Let's skip that one as well.
Look,
okay, let's go to
just hold on for a second. To the woman who need the operation, and you say Travis is hiding, eh? You didn't listen to me, but I got his number. Okay? You go, get up early, and camp outside the Ministry of Tourism. Travis will come there. His number is 463-5011. Repeat, Travis Robinson, who is hiding from a woman who voted for him. 463-5011. Fax him! Fax him, because I'm tired of y'all. I'm only showing off. You can still complain to me. But I'm still tired of y'all. Y'all gonna vote for Travis. Now Travis is ducking. Ducking. D-U-C-K-I-N-G. Travis. He's nothing but a picky teeth man, Toby. He's ducking. Travis, stop ducking, man. You promised the people of Baintown all kind of things. Next thing I know, the United States government, they issue a statement. They say, ah, you're a good man. And I look at them and I said, boy, we gonna wait. And if Travis continue to duck and hide, fax the State Department and ask them why they told you that. Read text.
Good evening, Mr. Monker. Can you please, good evening. Can you please remind Rodney that last year at the same time, he was bashing Mother Pratt and Algernon Allen.
Yes, because Papa told me, hold on a second. Papa told me that they didn't plant no peas, no corn. So I bashed them. Papa said I bashed them. Papa's position was, had they grew corn, we would have had grits. So, but that doesn't mean that they didn't do a good job. And whoever Hubert Ingram tell me to curse out, I'm cursing them out.
But Brother Monka, they did have a little experimental farm next to Pilgrim Baptist on St. James Road.
Well, Algernon didn't tell me.
Oh,
he questioned me. He said, listen, why you is be cursing us out? I said, nah, Algernon don't tell nobody, but his papa told me that. And he couldn't believe it. I said, he said, Mr. Ingram. I said, yeah, Papa said, I must curse you and Mother Pratt out. And he said, well, why you went out there to the land? I said, Papa sent me there. I don't lie, you know. Papa sent me there. Go ahead.
Okay. What makes you think that they want to sit and speak with you after you speak so evil of them, Mr. Monka?
But that was not evil. If they were supposed to grow peas, plant peas and corn, and they didn't, Mr. Ingram was upset. And when he told me he was upset, I became upset. It's like Papa was upset with some of them effing him. You know the things Papa told me? I even can't say it because they would hate Papa. Papa told me, how? But I hate to bring you into this. What's your client name? The client.
Ramsey?
Yeah. Papa say Fred Ramsey is an honest man. That's what Papa told me. And I believe Papa. Anybody Papa tell me is honest, they're honest. And anybody Papa told me is guilty, they're guilty. He told me. Papa told me.
Mr. Monka, Mr. Menace needs to lock up Mother Pratt next.
Listen. Anyway, Mother Pratt can handle him.
Good day, sir. I don't see what's wrong with innocent people. Good day, sir. I don't see what's wrong. Innocent people get locked up all the time for crime they didn't do because they were accused, and it's not a big deal. So what's the difference with Mr. Gibson? Innocent until proven guilty.
The
like you always say.
Here is that Menace went on a political podium having told a series of political untruths. Menace said that the PLP them thief the, what kind of money that is?
VAT money.
The VAT money. Menace knew that it is impossible to steal $2 billion. If the PLP had stolen $2 billion, they would not have been able to pay him the $7,500 a month for the clinic. And Menace never disclosed that, which makes him unqualified during the period that he served in the Honorable House of Assembly. But guess what? CD, you ain't gonna arrest him, and Menace ain't gonna turn himself in. Go ahead.
Mr. Monka, This F&M administration needs to take a look in the mirror and realize that corruption is a worldwide thing and can't be solved overnight. Those that are charged should be going to a disclosed court and not for everyone to see. And if MPs are charged, they should not be escorted by police in handcuffs. It's a total disrespect to their families and former parties.
Well, I don't think I'm not advocating for special treatment for them. I'm advocating for proper treatment of everyone. And when people say, why didn't you do it before? Well, I have to be engaged to do something.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's fortunate for a lot of people that we're going to be engaging with some of these things, and hopefully it'll make it better for everyone. Corruption is corruption, but you have to set a proper standard for trial.
That's all.
And you should set up the proper organizations that are recommended by the UN.
Look at the boards. Look at the boards. Marvin, who is FBI trained, all them gangsters slip right through the board.
You say there's no vetting?
There was no vetting.
Wow.
Now minutes them announced that they can do the board over.
Really?
And nobody is prepared to give me the credit. I find the dead people, the bodies. But they ain't fooled me. I know my people. That was not accidental, you know.
So you think, I said to someone today, I think...
It's witchcraft.
Now, I think they're seeking to look for ghost employees, right?
Yep.
Because Proverbs says, as a man believes in his heart, so therefore is he.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when they appointed dead people to get a check, they think everybody does it.
Right.
And so therefore their dead people haven't been exposed. They have to go see if they could find any PLP dead people.
Yes.
I see.
It's underhand work. The problem with many of my citizens, they have forgotten what we are up against. This is wickedness, spiritual wickedness. These people believe in opium.
Mr. Munker, it is sad. It is a sad day. What if it was me or you who had stolen or had been accused of stealing? They would do the same thing to us. Many innocent people are taken before the court
they did it
in
to
handcuffs.
Me. I was put in a brand new handcuff. And I was taken to court. If I had been convicted, my fine would have been $150. I had $149.55 in my pocket that morning. But the magistrate gave me a bill of $7,500.
Brother Monke, you know he's suing over that to get get you some roof fixing money and extra money.
My roof leaking.
Yeah.
Quick question for Mr. Monroe. How is it bribery or extortion charge when a contract was issued to a person and he collected the funds? Should he be charged and not MP? It's another question. Charges was brought up from March to May. So why the government can't give a specific day or days when bribery took place?
Hold on a second. Let's take this phone call. Yeah. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hey, Mr. Monko.
Sir.
Could I talk to Wayne Monroe, please?
Of course you may.
Mr. Monroe, how you doing?
I'm good.
Mr. Monroe, this thing just started happening. It happened to me. I went to pick up my child from my ex-wife, and she told me to come pick up my child. And as soon as I got home, the police locked me up, said I kidnapped my child. Mm-hmm. All on her, all because she made a false complaint. I was locked up for 3 days. Got out. They found that I was innocent. Apologized and told me to sign a paper. So this thing just started to happen. This been going on a long time with the police.
Yeah, and it's wrong if it happened to you, and we should do our best to minimize the likelihood of it happening again.
Okay, but if you did wrong, whether you are F&M or PLP, if you did wrong, I think it's the precedent setting now that anybody does wrong has to get locked up, and it's bad for the criminal, but good for the honest person.
I got to let you go. Thank you. I got another call. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Hello, my dear. Talk quickly.
How are you?
We're fine.
Listen, Mr. Monroe, I am not one of the women then, but I am a Bahamian citizen. And yes, sure, you never used to be political. Why all of a sudden you on the political rampage? I used to you standing up for the rights of the Bahamian and not just poking on the party that you say you're a part of, but not liking. Well, what's up with that? I'm sorry, spiritual advisor, I got your back and pray every day.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I've been suing every color of government there was. I sued the PLP government in the last administration over the police overtime, so I don't really understand the caller. I do public law matters, which means I sue whoever is the government. And when I was a PLP candidate, I was suing the PLP government over the police's overtime. That thing that the FNM harped on over and over again, I represented the police in that at first instance and at the Court of Appeal.
Next caller. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Monroe. Hi, Mr. Monroe. How are you doing?
Right here.
Hi, Mr. Monroe.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Monroe. How are you doing, Mr. Monroe? Spiritual advisor.
Hi, how you doing?
You are looking very fine this afternoon. I just want to find out, how is Mr. Gibson doing, Mr. Monroe?
He was released, apart from his foot, which I understand he had some issues and some surgery on. When I last spoke to him, he was in good spirits.
Okay, I got other callers. You take good care. Hello. Welcome to Freedom Match.
Hello?
Yes, what's on your mind? Talk quickly to me.
Yes, sir. I have two questions for your spiritual advisor there.
Okay, go ahead.
Spiritual advisor.
Hey, what's happening?
The first one is, do you know the word coverages or coverageousness?
Yes, yes. It's greed.
All right. And the next one, you know the part of the Bible where the Lord say he made you ugly, but he don't like it?
Where's that? Where do you find that?
Don't worry, find it. Use the
Hey,
spiritual
he's
advisor.
going to answer you. I got to go to the next
it's
caller
not in there.
because I got 5 more minutes. Next caller, please. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing?
I am fine. What's on your mind?
Spiritual advisor. How all y'all doing? But spiritual advisor,
Hey.
the thing is, do you think the FNM is right taking some of these PLP guys to jail?
Listen, the only thing I could say on this is that the Menace administration had promised the people on their campaign that wherever
Yes, sir.
that
But
wherever
guess
they
what?
found
I gotta hurry up so y'all could go. But I'm saying they're doing a great job. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
And they should get locked up. Because whole 7 million? Come on.
That is only
It's
an
alleged.
allegation.
It's alleged now.
That
It's
is
alleged.
that is our money.
Let's wait now.
Okay,
You have to wait it
I
out.
hear what you say with your FNM self. Next
There's
phone
no
caller.
allegation of $7 million.
Pardon me?
There's no
That's-
allegation of $7 million.
That's the propaganda the
Yeah.
FNM put on.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Welcome to Freedom
Hello.
Rock. Yes. Speak to me.
Hello?
Hello. Speak to me quickly.
Yeah, Mr. Monka.
Yes, ma'am.
The way how they are treating the you can hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Talk to me.
The way how they are treating the former member of parliament, the way how they are treating the former member of parliament is ridiculous because you have the criminals with the murderers. They switch them into the court. Nobody see. When they go in, nobody see when they come out. All you see when they cars them with the siren, go and take them up to the Foxhill prison. The way how they treating Shane Gibson and all the former MP, I'm one of them, and it's ridiculous, and they need to stop.
But it's time to march. Take good care.
I'm willing to march, and I'm ready.
This is powerful. And I have anybody else to call? Hello. Welcome to Freedom March. Okay. Wayne Monroe, we have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Well,
What's your final shot?
Well, Brother Monka, you know, we have 3, and you get a good measure of things after 3. So I have a very good measure of what is the standard this government, as a spiritual advisor says, is putting forward to the people. And they're putting forward that if you can make a case for corruption, someone should be before the courts. The chips should lie where they may. That's a gambling term.
Wow.
I always am amazed when people use gambling terms without actually understanding what they mean.
Wow.
So you and I will have our discussions over what you wish to do. I believe in offense and not defense.
Wow.
And so your matters are long overdue.
Yes, it is.
And we shall address them before you start cussing me out
But this is true.
on your show, and I wouldn't want that. But we've seen a standard set, and we will hold the other people to that standard. And because they say, let the chips fall where they may, we'll see that they fall where they may.
This is powerful.
There's precedent of a sitting prime minister being charged
Yes.
before our courts. Our
Yes.
present attorney general did it.
Yes, he did.
I think that people have to understand that happened under the PLP. It can happen
It
under
did.
the FNM. And all of this brand new justice.
Wow.
MPs being charged happened under the PLP.
My clock is off.
Senators being charged happened before. And so, Brother Moncur, you know, you are always a revolutionary.
I'm a revolutionary.
And we can see what you could do.
But I'm prepared to lead the offensive because the FNM has accused me implicitly of committing a crime when the record will show that I have complied with the law. They're trying to jail me. Got me in a situation now where I have to make up my mind if I'm going to hide in Camp Road this weekend.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, it's a nice place. I can see the clock. All right? Listen, it's a serious day in our country. The FNM is pursuing PLPs who are suspected of corruption. So, you PLPs, draw up your list. Let there be tit for tat, butter for fat. You kill my dog, I'm gonna hang your pussy cap. So, tit for tat, draw up your list, and let us forward march, because the forces of evil must be turned back.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Moncur, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.